A great wing in rugby requires lightning speed, sheer guts and proud determination. 3 attributes that best describe Sid Nomis. For years, he held the South African record for 25 consecutive test caps, which was eventually broken by Gary Teichmann and subsequently surpassed by the incumbent Springbok captain, John Smith.
One of the nicest people on God's earth is Sid Nomis. He's such a friendly, cheerful, outgoing, and was a great player. He was very fast, very brave. He tackled well, he ran well, and he went on to play 25 consecutive tests for South Africa, which was a record. It was broken only by Gary Teichmann in the 1990s. I mean, it was a remarkable record that he had. So, and he was never dropped.
David de Villiers was my captain in it was 22 test matches. And he respected my religion because being a Dominee, if he wanted to say something, he'd always come and ask me, Sid, because of my religion, do you mind if I do this? Do you mind if I say a prayer or whatever? And him being a Dominee, respecting other people's religion was brilliant.
Sid Nomis, zuiver in zijn handen en Nomis klopt 2 mannen voor Cole en McGill om te druk.
68, the Lions came, and that's where I scored my first test try, was against the British Lions.
Danny Neertling is op die 10 eerste lijn van Zuid-Afrika en krijgt Frik de Preu wanneer het loopt aan Eben Olivier. Eben Olivier die skopt vorentoe en Tom Kiernan zien die bal springt verkeerd en Olivier red die bal. Hij gooit aan de kant toe naar Gijs Pitser. Gijs Pitser die skopt dwars en hier komt Sid Nomis. En Nomis red die bal en hij gaat zijn 3 trek, hij trek om.
And after the game, I even said, Gijs, thank you. That was the best cross kick I've ever seen in my life. And he said, it wasn't supposed to be a cross kick. I was supposed to kick it into touch. I mean, the hooker doing a cross kick, and I scored. But I'd say the highlight was scoring against the All Blacks. And that became the city try.
Going, laat loop naar Cottrell. Cottrell ligt hier voor Lahore. Lahore die gaan voorop vastloop. En Sid Nomis onderschept die bal. En dan trekt Sidi en hij trekt om.
My name was changed by Gerard Verveer. My grandchildren call me City. My children call me City. And the highlight was beating the All Blacks because we were the underdogs. They didn't give us a chance. And we clubbed them.
Hierdie toets in Parys 1968 word in 'n besonder vinnige tempo afgespeel, ten spyte van die benede vriespuntse temperatuur.
I kicked it ahead, and then as I kicked it, one of the Frenchmen also hit me with the elbow. I fell down with the cramp, and I was quite a way away from the ball. And I managed to get up and crawl a bit, managed to get up and crawl, I think 3 times or 4 times. And I got there before a Frenchman. And I always wondered how. I mean, how could this happen? I mean, that I was falling all the time and I got there before. I think some of our guys were holding the Frenchman back. It's very possible. Doc Craven always, he loved it. He thought the Jewish player and a policeman would bring luck to the Springbok team.
Alan Minter, he was different from the others. He didn't come from an immigrant family at all. His father was a medical person from England. Alan was born in Yorkshire. He was well educated at school and well educated at university. He had a comparatively easy ride. And he's in the States now. He's a top medical man. He's a very quiet, sort of gentlemanly, not like Nomis. He was at Rondebosch Boys High, and then he left Rondebosch because the family moved to Maritzburg, and he went to Maritzburg College, which has got a remarkable list of fly-offs. Keith Oxley was there, Joel was there, Butch James was there, Peter Grant was there. It's a remarkable list of fly-offs from one school. And then he went off to the army in Northern Transvaal and so on. But as a schoolboy, he was a star already, Joel started the 1995 World Cup as a star, and he ended it as the brightest star on earth. And his kick to win the final is the greatest kick in the whole history of rugby football. And that win and that kick sort of kicked South Africa into greatness, you know. It was the start of the Rainbow Nation, and you said how this whole thing can work.
Well, one night in Oudendaalsrus, it was around about 1954, my cousin and I went to a pub, and we went for a beer, and sitting in the pub, I asked the barman, why are there so many cars? Because there's nobody in the bar. And he said, well, there's a referees meeting on the first floor. And I said to my cousin Solly, I said to him, listen here, Solly, we're both crocs. Let's go upstairs and become referees. We put something back to the game.
Max is still, for me, the greatest referee I've ever seen. In those days, you had somber people like Ralph Burmester and so on, and they didn't have a gesture. They didn't say anything on the field. They didn't gesture except penalty or scrum or try. That was all they did. Whereas Max was sort of this flamboyant person, but it was part of him, you know. People tried to imitate him and look like clowns. He said his greatest day was when his son Ronald had his bar mitzvah in the morning and he refereed the test in the afternoon.
I was very involved and interested in rugby when I was younger, but I was quite small. So I played the best I could in the school teams that I played for. And eventually in matric I had my nose broken and my mother suggested that I try reffing. So she took me to a meeting and that's where it all began.
And then his progress has been enormous. He is now the most capped test referee in the history of the game. He's refereed 63 internationals. And I just think he's such a brilliant referee. He's able, he gets a game bustling along, you know, he gets a game going. His communication is very clear, very concise, and he's very accurate in the decisions he makes.
I always feel like the Jewish community is behind me. I mean, I'd like to think all people are behind me because I'm a pretty secular person, but I do get the feeling that Jewish people want me to do well, and you know, and are proud of my achievements as much as sort of my family are and myself. And you know, in some way, I'm very happy to be representing the Jewish people as I am to be representing South Africa.
Sid Nomis, suiwer in sy hande en Nomis klop twee manne vir Cole en McGill om te druk.
We certainly have a lot to be proud of. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, if you'd like to contact us, please find us on Facebook at Spirit Sister Productions Network. As always, from me, Nikki, and the entire Simcha team, shalom and have a safe and peaceful week.